Yeah.
After, well, you two boys weren't affected by what happened out in God's country.
Oh, I was affected. I just slept through it.
You just slept through it.
Yeah.
It was crazy out there.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, thank you. I forgot. Joe, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank God for Joe.
Hey, welcome to the show before the show, everybody. We appreciate it. The show before the show. Joe taking care of us. Hey, now, let's get it going. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, welcome into the show. CancelTheShow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks. Glad you guys are with us today.
Hope you all survived last night. I'm assuming if you're on here, you did. It was a raucous night and weather if you were in the Midwest. Whatever platform you are this morning, please share the show. Send it to a friend, text it to a friend, email it to a friend. Yes, Trisha says, good morning, cancel this. And she needs her coffee after a night last night. I envy the people that could just sleep right through it. Thank you. Does it need to be closer?
Yeah.
Okay, there, thank you. Much better.
Megan cares about this show. She's like, laptop tables? Where's Lizzie's laptop table?
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't have to have the laptop in her lap, Vic. Yeah, Vic's been deciding. I've been trying to figure this out. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show, everybody. Are we on all the platforms?
We should be.
Okay. I was just wondering. It seems like we had a really late arriving audience this morning. Yeah, I suck. I'm getting better.
Why do you suck now? Yeah,
because being a businessman. I mean, we're having some successes. We are. But
nobody tells you. I know
there's like a million things every day, stupid little things.
Yes. It's the business end that people don't see of any business is hard. I remember when I opened back in 1993, my childcare center. And I remember thinking I can just take care of kids and educate them. I didn't understand there was food tax and IRS and Division of Family Services pops.
And laptop tables.
Yeah, and laptop tables. That's right. You need laptop tables. Yeah, there's so much.
And but here's the thing. I appreciate this, and I appreciate my parents and my family. I am the last thing of entitled. Meaning, if like I could have come home like with a black eye and all beat up, and my family would have said, "What did you do wrong?"
That's a good thing, though. That's
what did you do to get in trouble? What did you do to get your ass kicked?
That's good.
So I want to get better. I want to be better at everything, and we'll see. And then, as if I didn't have enough time, Would you guys be interested in, this will be funny now. Here you go.
Okay, make me laugh this morning.
Would
Vic.
this be worthwhile or not? And you can be honest because I've got thick skin. I do.
Okay.
Vic, you suck. Your ideas suck. Whatever.
Okay, good. So I can say you
because
suck.
I do. I have enough confidence. I do.
Okay, good. So say something so I can say you suck.
Would the Vic Faust story, Amazon book style, be interesting or not?
Yes. You mean write a book about?
I had a message this morning from somebody that wants to write an Amazon book.
I think they should, because from being a child of a teen mother to the successes, then going back a little bit, then your success again, I think people would read it. I think they really would. I think they would.
I don't know. We'll see. I laughed.
But you know what? Think about, come on. People would read a book about Vic Faust if they would buy a book, say, about Kamala Harris, and she can sell a book.
But the main part would be like the rise, the fall, the comeback.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It would be good.
In progress.
Well, and it depends on who's writing the book.
Work in progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
it's the show before the show. I don't know. What do you guys think on the chat line?
It's not worthwhile.
Tell them. Say, Vic, we like hearing you on the podcast, but we ain't reading about you.
Yeah, the inside.
And Phil on the chat line is going, "Oh my God, a book about Kamala." See, they didn't say, "Oh my God, a book about Vic Faust," but they.
Hell no.
No.
Boop, boop. Hey, this is the show before the show. We appreciate you guys liking, subscribing. We're gonna get right into it here at 8, Joe. It's at 7:58. We got Justin Hicks on the line coming up here. Superstar politician. I mean, there's nobody better to, and not just because he's Lizzie's son-in-law. The guy rocks. He really does. And please like and subscribing and get the information out. There's no better person for Missouri's 3rd congressional district. There just isn't. I'm sorry, and I may piss some people off, but Bob Anders had his run. He has, and I know Bob, and I like him as a man. We need change. We do, and I'm saying it. Nobody's paying me. Nobody's doing that. Lizzie's like, do this or else.
No, well, you would tell me, no, we're really honest with each other.
I've asked to have Justin on because I am blown away by him. I'm blown away by the fact that he was able to handle himself like he did in the Missouri House when he was attacked by another black woman. I love the fact that he's an attorney. I love the fact that he's mature. I love the fact that he handles things and he doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. He understands that you have to go across the aisle. Have I done my homework or not?
Yeah, no, you're right. That's him. And he's not a one-trick pony. You were mentioning one of his opponents, and I like him as a human being.
I brought up Bob. He's running against Bob.
Yeah.
They call it out.
And I like him as a human, but I'm just going to be honest. He just focuses singly on one topic. And while it's very important, the topic he's bringing up is actually galvanizing the left to have petitions and try to bring abortion back to the state of Missouri. We already won here. We need to now talk about the border. We need to talk about crime. We need to talk about, how we're going to get inflation down. What are we going to do with our taxes? So people ask me, I can't believe your son-in-law would be running against someone. I said, well, you don't understand. Also, his opponent already ran for this and lost once. Just to let you know, Justin is a really great guy. He won't say it, but he already lost the 3rd congressional district once. And then he was going to run for the county executive, and then some sticky wicket thing came up that you would have to ask Bob about, is why he didn't. And then
Did you say sticky wicket?
Yeah.
I had, yeah. We got to start the show. Can we start the show so we can get going? Because we got Justin coming in, and then I'll tell you sticky wicket.
Okay.
I'm sorry to
Please
interrupt.
do. No, you're good.
Hey guys, welcome into canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo in the house running the boards. And if he says anything today, he is going to remember to turn his camera on because I think he showed up stoned today. It's all right.
Stoned.
I don't care if he comes to work stoned. I could care less. I could care less if he comes to work stoned as long as we're getting the job done.
I don't think he's ever come to work stoned.
I could care less what people are doing in their private time.
Nope, I don't come to work stoned.
But Joe, I've told you before, I don't care. I don't care if you're over there doing hits, if you're doing gummies, as long as videos rolling and we're shooting videos.
To put myself on camera, that's all.
I don't, but I just want to let you know, I'm on record as saying I don't care.
Okay.
As long as the job's getting done.
I mean, I can hit it right now if you want. No,
well, yes.
No, we're
Get
good.
the flour out.
No, we're good.
Kevin and Steve will be in here in a second.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that because this is an airport. We'll have the police in here so fast.
Right.
It's legal.
But at an airport.
And they have liquor out there, don't they?
Well,
yeah,
okay,
in the
good
cabinet.
point. Yeah, they do.
I just can't fly a plane with it.
That's right.
There's some fine liquor out there.
There you go.
My God.
Oh.
So anyway, canceltheshow.com, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website. Canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo, as I was just saying. And if he's doing his cannabis, of course, he's going to be doing it with our good friend, Hamra from Route 66 Cannabis.
He is such an interesting man.
I saw him Saturday night too.
Did you?
Yeah, because when we stopped by Clayton to see friends, he was at Napa Lane. He was smiling.
Oh, he's always smiling. He's always
yes,
smiling.
He was having a good time.
Good for him.
We're talking to him about his podcast, possibly. We'll see. There's never been a better match in heaven than Joe and Ham
I
doing
agree.
a podcast, as we said.
A podcast.
Well, that's what we were going to call it before, the podcast.
Okay,
I'm sure somebody, who knows if it's out there, if it's been taken. But anyway, please like, subscribe, share the show. You know what we do here. Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central. Go to our website. We have merchandise. Also, you can check out all of our partners. Go to the partners page. And if you use any of those products, tell them that you're looking from canceltheshow.com. And they'll give you a break, and it helps us out in the end as well. Gary says, do it, Joe. Do it. Light up if you want to. We'll see where that goes. Anyway, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we've got Justin Hicks. He is running for Missouri's 3rd congressional district, and love him. Told about it before. He'll come in and talk about some things there at 8:30. We've also got our good friend of the show, John Rourke from the Great American Cleanup. We've had John on before, the Army veteran who cleans up the border after the illegals come in and leave all their trash. Guess what? Somebody cleans it up. It's John and his crew. He's got a new mission when it comes to water. Century H2O water, which I've talked about before, which I have in my house. There is no better water for you, because not only does the water, when you clean water, the water becomes dead. I'm not sure if you know that or not. It loses it loses its minerals. Well, they put the minerals back in. I feel great. Hell, if Troy even jumps in, Troy Turner, his wife's I believe it's her white blood cell count has gone down.
Wow.
Since using the water.
That's
and
great.
we'll tell you where you can go. I'll give you a website when we get done where I can give you a discount as well. But anyway, so we got that coming up. Where's Kim Gardner?
Where is
the auditors want to find her? She can't be found.
Mm-mm-mm.
It is so interesting to see what's going on with it. I don't wish bad upon anybody, but you know what? What the hell?
Give me your address, and I have a thing to say to her.
Oh, I bet you do.
I do. So give me your address.
This just in from the AP. Joe Biden has just made an announcement. He said, "Great news, folks. My IQ test came back negative."
Yeah, it did.
That's an AP report.
Yeah,
right
it is.
there. Came back
that's
negative.
a true statement from the AP.
And we've got something just as bizarre that he said yesterday. And he said it with conviction. About 1,000 protesters tried to interrupt the Met Gala in New York last night. Police actually doing a pretty good job there. More evidence that most of these protesters / rioters aren't students. They're the paid actors, and they all look alike. Once again, they all look alike. And the Democrats are actually pushing out a political message that the economy is better now than it was under Trump. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank said the reason that all these protesters are wearing face masks now, because facial recognition is starting to get them.
Yeah.
But guess what? Even their face being covered up, eye recognition, top companies are now using facial recognition to find out who these people are. And guess what? They're not getting hired.
Yeah.
They're calling them out by names now. It's very fascinating. You show up to do harm to Jewish people and those who support them, and you're unprovoked and you're breaking the law, you're going to pay a price eventually. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's it. You can have all your opinions and peacefully protest. We're not always going to agree. It happens in life, but you can't harm others.
That's right.
With that being said, I want to bring in one of my favorite new politicians, Justin Hicks, U.S. representative. He is also running our U.S. representative. He says U.S. representative for the state of Missouri. He's going to be a U.S. representative someday, running for Missouri's 3rd congressional district. Justin, thanks for taking time to join us today. I know you just logged in. I just gave a big rundown, and I came right off the bat. And I want you to get, and we have people coming in right now. We'll talk about you. We'll talk about some of the issues that are going on, but I want people to know a little bit more about you and who you are, because I just came out and said it. I have no issue with the guy who has the most name recognition, who you're running against, that being Bob Onder. But I feel his time has passed, and we have to have new blood. And nobody's paid me to say that. You're not paying to be on here. Lizzie has not told me you have to do this and do that. I've just been blown away by your career in a short amount of time, and the respect that you have, not only from U.S. senators, but people all over the state of Missouri. So make your case as to why you for this position.
Yeah, so Vic, the reason I'm running is really for Liberty. As you know, I have a daughter named Liberty, and she's really growing up in America right now, where we have a lot of selfish leaders who care more about their political theater that they're doing and their sound bites and their money and power, instead of actually doing their job and actually pushing America forward for the future generations here. Liberty is growing up in a country where our freedoms are at stake. You see every day, whether it's the protest out there or whatever else is going on, that America is kind of imploding from inside because of what's been allowed to be pushed by the left, a lot of it. And you knowing me and everything, I've always been somebody who's about ensuring that we are making a better America for the future here. That's why I did things like serve 6 years in the Army, where I learned what it meant to actually have selfless leadership, to actually put others before yourself, and to actually do things to accomplish goals here for the country, for individuals and everything, to make people's lives actually better here in this country. And I'll be honest with you, Vic, we're not going to get to a place in this country to where we can actually move forward if we don't stop electing the same type of person to office. Right now, what we're electing are career politicians who don't really care about you, don't care about, the country truly. They care about seeing themselves actually get to power, to do something for themselves. They waste their time, they waste your time, they waste taxpayer dollars. What we're actually needing are bold, fresh, new conservatives to actually go up there, to actually sound off and be able to actually get things done and move the country in the direction. In my time in the State House, I've been on a lot of the front lines of a lot of the conservative issues, whether it be trans issues, DEI issues, as we've discussed on the show before, or even just common sense conservative policies like tax reform policies, such as eliminating Social Security tax for senior citizens here in the state of Missouri, a big impact on senior citizens, or improving our infrastructure, just common sense things that people truly in everyday life actually care about here. So that's the America I'm fighting for. Those are the things that I'm fighting for, is for a better future for my daughter, for your kids, for everybody out there, to ensure that we have a better America going forward here.
Hey, I've got one question. If this whole political thing doesn't work out and the whole law thing doesn't work out, I think you would be a great technician for podcast, because your shot and your lighting looks amazing. Give me a call if it doesn't work out, and we'll get you a job.
We'll do.
Okay.
Well, it's so true, because we have so many people that come in and their shot isn't good, or it goes in and out, or they get a phone call or whatever. So this is impressive. Thank you for not embarrassing us, Justin.
Yeah. Hey, Justin. No.
Practice makes perfect. We'll say that.
What a terrific opening statement when it comes to situations like that. I love the fact that you understand this. You have to go across the aisle sometimes. You do. We don't want to hear it, but you do.
It's true. It's true. We are stuck in a place right now where we send people up there that, they go sound off, they pound their fist, and if they don't get exactly what they want, they take their cards and go home. But that's not how our government's set up. That's not how America is set up. It's meant to be hard to pass legislation because it has to be vetted. It has to be thought through. Being an attorney myself, I understand that, you know, 2 words in a statute can affect a lot of people out there. So we have to be very careful in what we do. We can't just react off of emotions all the time. And that's seeming where we're going in this country, is we're reacting off emotions. You know, some rightfully so, but others, we have to really take a step back and look at what we're doing and everything before we proceed with legislation or whatnot and stuff like that. And those are the people that we need up there, the people that are actually looking to preserve what this country is about and kind of get back to those basics and start putting actual policy before political gains.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, this economy that we have is, I mean, it's bad. And I hear Democrats, we're going to show some sound later, talking about how this economy is actually better than it was under Trump. I mean, the inflate, I don't know if you see this and you see messages like this, but your thoughts from that standpoint.
Yeah, no, that is absurd. Under the Trump administration, gas was lower, mortgages were lower, you know, your grocery bill was lower. I have no clue what twilight zone they're living in, the Democrats right now. It is not better than the Trump administration. They've taken us in a direction to where they've made everybody's cost of living go up, and they keep spending, they keep wanting to spend more. And as history shows, if you keep pumping money and things into the economy and everything like that, you're just going to inflate prices. And that's what we're seeing. We're still dealing with the ramifications of all the inflation of COVID and money being pumped in the economy from that by itself and everything. And we have to kind of start stabilizing, looking at our spending, especially at the federal government, and what we're spending on, and thinking about, hey, how are we actually reducing the cost of spending? Because as we all know, the American economy will take care of itself at the end of the day. You know, capitalism here in this country has always taken care of itself. It's always bounced back. There's been bad periods, there's been good periods. It's just a part of the market by itself. But when government intervenes in a marketplace and everything, that's when things go wrong. You know, what government can do, and that's the best thing government can do, is keep their hands out of it. So I have no clue what the Democrats are talking about. They are definitely living in the twilight zone.
Yeah, we're going to show a comment later from Hakeem Jeffries. he was actually being questioned hard by 60 Minutes.
Mhm.
And he's like, well, we all know the economy's better now than it was 4 years ago under Donald Trump. And I'm like,
Twilight Zone.
What?
Are
are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I think it's up to Republicans to remind people of the cost of when we were under the Trump administration and how low everything was, because people forget. You know, life goes on, and so people forget. And I think the Democrats are trying to capitalize on that there and push that narrative, and we have to make sure that we're pushing back and saying, no, their policies are wrong. They've had 4 years at it. They've destroyed the economy. They've made it harder for average day people to afford mortgages, to actually try to achieve the American dream in comparison to the Trump administration.
Yeah, I'm curious, Justin. You're in Jeff City. For people who may be listening outside the state, it's the capital. You deal with Republicans, you deal with Democrats there. Do Democrats actually, I mean, do you have conversations or you hear them talk about Joe Biden? Do they know? Do they see the videos on a daily basis of how just incompetent the man is? Or will
it depends who you're talking to. You know, some of the Democrats up in Jeff City, and this is, and I'll just say they're good people. Some of them are good people. They're not bad people or anything like that. I think their policies are wrong, but some of them have acknowledged that Biden, you know, has lost it. He's not there and everything. I think anybody can see that by themselves. But then you also have some of the fringe ones up there that just kind of drink the Kool-Aid, I guess you could say, and you know, think that he's the best thing since sliced bread by itself. So yeah, there's especially a divide between that components, even in the Democrat Party up there.
So, Justin, what would you do? A lot of people tell us on a daily basis that a big part of the problem that's going on in our cities and our counties today is the border. What in the world do you think is going on with the border, and what should we be doing about it?
Yeah, so the border is actually, it's a two component thing. So some of this here, I think the laws that we have in this country are fine. We just have to actually enforce them. And unfortunately, we have an executive right now under the Biden administration that is not enforcing the laws, of it. We also need to make sure that we're funding the border by itself and start looking at policies like under the Trump administration, whether it's the Remain in Mexico policy, to actually vet people coming through the border by itself. Because what the situation that we have going on down there is twofold. We have people flooding and inundating the border to where our border patrol's not able to handle it. So we need to make sure funding goes to them for that. But the other thing that we have going on is vetting. There's too many asylum claims that are going on. And as we've all heard and seen that the people just get lost in the interior of the United States, and they don't ever show up for the court hearings, or anything of that sort there. So it's a twofold problem by itself. But one of the main things is enforcing the laws that we have on the books.
Speaking with Justin Hicks, he is a Missouri State Representative. He is running for Missouri's 3rd Congressional District, talking a little bit about why he should be the choice. Can you remind everybody right now when that election is? And you gave us an opinion of who you are and why people should vote for you. It is a congested race, in my humble opinion. It seems like there's several people in it. Why you specifically over some of the other candidates? Specifically, I bring up his name just so people know, Bob Onder, and Bob is fine. And what I know of him, I'm fine with him as a man, but I've also said that I feel it's time for a change because I don't want to get what we've always gotten there. I don't think a lot's gotten done. So why you over some of those people, maybe even specifically Bob?
Yeah. So why me over everybody else? Because it is a congested race by itself. I think it comes down to a few key points here. Is that you bring up one is that we have a lot of career politicians out there, regardless of what anybody says. If you're sitting there in government for more than 5, 8 years and everything like that, as much as you want to say you're not the career politician, you are, because you end up being in the system. What we need is citizen legislators. We need people who are younger, who are willing to actually go out there and fight and try to preserve a future for their children. Almost every single one of the candidates that are in the race have had their time in politics, and that time has passed. They had a chance to actually do good, and their time passed in there. And at this point, it's time to let younger generations who are going to be here and have to actually hold down the future of America take charge and actually start getting things done for this country. And my time, like I said, in the state house, I've had a short 2 years, but in those short 2 years, I've been effective. I've been, like I said, on the front end of cutting taxes on the DEI issues, on the trans issues, on school choice issues here in Missouri and stuff like that. And so we need people up there that actually have accomplishments, and their accomplishments aren't stonewalling the process. Their accomplishments are not just sounding off and doing political theater and rallying crowds. We need people that actually are going to speak truth to power, truth to citizens by itself, and let people know that, politicians, we don't have all the answers. I'll just be honest. We don't have all the answers. We're up there trying to make the best educated decisions off of the information that we have. And so like that, and the best thing we can do is be honest with people, tell people what we can do, what we can't do. And I think the worst type of politician, which is other politicians are in this race, that they go out there, they beat their chest for 2 years, telling you they're going to go up someplace and do all these things. And then they realize that the process takes a while, which it does naturally. And then they come back to you 2 years later and they tell you the same thing over and over, trying to get you to reelect them, to go back and do the same exact thing up there. Those are not the people that we need to be electing. We need the people that are going to go up there, be honest with people, explain to people the process, and actually want to do good and not do things that are in their own self-interest.
You can learn more about Justin, hicksformissouri.com. Once again, hicksformissouri.com, hicksformissouri.com. How do people And how do you get your name out even more? Because in that race, there's a couple people who I would argue have a higher name recognition than you, because you're a new kid on the block with all of these new ideas and new blood and a young conservative who's ready to do things, but you have to get your name out there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, getting your name out there is very important. We've been working hard. We've been talking with people. We've been at events. We're doing all kinds of ads, social media and everything like that. It's a lot of it's word of mouth too. In politics, at the end of the day, it's local. It's about people talking to people, getting in front of people, knocking doors for people. People want to see you. People want to hear your ideas, and that's what we're out there doing.
Yeah,
Anything
that's true. Well, and if you want to, Joe, pop up the picture. He has an event on Thursday that is coming up. It's in Defiance. So if you're in the local area, that's great. You can come on out Thursday, May 9th. That's actually this Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30. If you do want to donate to his campaign, there's information on there too. You can get a hold of Justin personally. You can DM me and I can get you in contact with him as well.
Hey, Justin, anything else regarding this is open for anybody Thursday?
So this is open for anybody. This is an event that anybody can come to get the chance to meet me. I know I'm all over the place. It's hectic. I have roughly 15 counties that I'm around, and then with my time down in Jeff City. So this is an opportunity for not just hearing me on TV or seeing an article about me, or either see me on social media. This is a chance to actually meet me, get to know me, get to understand what my vision is to make sure that I'm serving people here in the district and here in the state of Missouri as well.
Will your beautiful daughter be there that you brought up earlier?
Me and my wife are debating if we're going to bring her or not yet. So because it goes right up to her bedtime. So roughly right around her bedtime. So we're debating.
And before we let you go this morning, can you remind everybody what area the third congressional district is in Missouri?
Yeah, the third
because even if somebody doesn't live there, they may have a family member or a friend or somebody there that they can remind about Justin Hicks.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big district. It goes from St. Charles, the city of St. Charles, goes down the 70 corridor all the way out to the outskirts of Boone County, and then circles back around and goes down towards like Washington County and Jefferson County. So it kind of makes a big C shape. It's roughly, I believe, like 15 or so counties within there.
That's a big area.
I know it is a very big area.
I know it costs a lot of money to get things done out there.
It does. So. That is the unfortunate side of politics, but it does cost a lot of money to get things done.
Well, Justin Hicks, hicksformissouri.com, hicksformissouri.com. You have anything else, Lizzie, before we go? Or are you good?
No, I'm good. Justin, is there anything that you want to add?
No. Happy to be on. Thank you guys for having me as well.
You're definitely in the Cancel This Hall of Fame for best picture and podcast technical savvy. So I don't know who did your shot, but it looks damn good. And you sound good.
I don't know. And his shot is always good. Even when he's down in the Capitol, giving us an update down there, it's a good shot.
Yeah. So we appreciate it. Justin, have a great day, my friend.
All right. You too. You have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, I'll be out there Thursday night as well. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
As people try to get to know, and they're getting to know Justin Hicks and what he could be about. And once again, if people thought they might have recognized him, Justin went viral last year at the Missouri State House when he was challenged by a fellow African-American Democrat, asking him what his ethnicity was, basically calling him an Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
That because he was a Black conservative. And
that never gets old. If you even Google in, say on YouTube, Justin Hicks, DEI, you will have quite an entertaining, good 15, 20 minutes because so many people have taken it. It's gone viral.
Oh, it was the best video ever.
It was.
I identify as an American, and I'm not going to use my Black race to identify myself. Because I am a Black conservative. Give me a break. It was great. It was terrific.
It's really fun. And
what do you identify as? What is your ethnicity?
Ethnicity.
He's like, I'm an American. Thank you. What are you? Anyway, wish the best for Justin. We'll be out there Thursday night. Come join us. it'll be fun. I haven't even looked at the weather. Hopefully the weather's decent.
I
don't
think
know.
I think they can be an inside area. I think part of it'll be outside from what I understand. But there's also a big area. It's a big farm. Really, I've never been there, but apparently it's just absolutely beautiful.
We got a couple guests today. We're loaded up on some guests in our first hour today. We're now joined by John Rourke, our good friend of the show from the Great American Cleanup. John comes, he brings it every time he comes in. He is awesome. He's outstanding. If you don't remember, John is an Army veteran. He was a recruiter. He actually goes down and does events where he cleans up all the trash that the illegals make, that they leave behind. And all of a sudden, oh, somebody's got to take care of stuff. And it's John. John and his teams go down to the border. They take care of that stuff. We've talked about it. He saves dogs. And while he's in these towns, not only does he clean up, but what he also does is he takes care of the pets. Oh, yeah. Remember, there's dogs. The illegals will bring their pets to the border and just let them go.
That is so sad.
And just and they run around
Yeah.
crazy and no food to eat and terrible
so
conditions.
sad.
So John also takes care of them. And then that's not it. You know, John is grouped up. They raise money for the local police departments.
That is great. John
I'm
is
like,
really great.
I mean, he does everything when he's down there. So we take care of those things. We're going to have John just in a second. So we'll talk to John about something that he's doing that's fantastic regarding East Palestine. He has not forgot about East Palestine. Joe Biden has. We know it took it took Joe over a year to get there. But now he's got something terrific that he's going to be doing, that he's going to be telling us about, and something that people can get involved with when it comes to the situation of providing something that they absolutely must have, and that's water. So we'll talk to him in just a second. Special thanks to Justin Hicks, Missouri's 3rd Congressional District. We'll be with him Thursday night. That's the thing about it. When you run for office, if you have name recognition, if you're doing a good job or bad job, it's still better to have name recognition than no name recognition.
That's right.
And Justin has some, and he's young. And all I know is I'm not allowed to say yet, but when the kind of people tell him that he has to run, and you know their names, you run.
You run. That's exactly right. And if there was somebody else that maybe had run that was also young or whatever, Justin was not trying to be pushy about it. People want him to run because they believe he's the only true conservative that actually legislates and changes things in favor of the American people.
From the chat line, Lizzie, can you please post again where Justin Hicks will be again on my messenger, please?
I certainly will, Pam.
Now we're going to bring in our friend John, who we were just talking about, John Rourke from the Great American Cleanup. We love John. John, I love your backdrop. It's always my favorite with all the sports stuff. From Justin to another guy who gets podcast, who gets technical standpoint, it is John Rourke, because John, everything you do is top notch. How you been, my friend?
I've been good, brother. How's everything going over there?
We're rocking and rolling. And cancel this, and it's always better when you join us. And I recently saw you doing podcast promoting what you're trying to do with East Palestine. And we're going to get more and remind people about who you are and your backdrop with the military and the Great American Cleanup. For people who don't know, you go to the border. I just gave your bio and told them what you do, but you've now expanded it. Can you please let us know what's happening with East Palestine? And before you do, somebody wants to know how long it took you to put that man cave together, because it's one of the best that they've seen.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wish you could see the whole inside, not just the corner, but took me about 2 months to start. You know, I got a golden tee in here. I got a full shuffleboard table behind me. You can see. I got a pool table back behind the computer here. So we have a lot of fun in here. I'm a big sports fan, New York sports fan. Go Knicks. Let's go, baby.
There you go. Knicks are still hanging around.
Oh, my God.
That is an awesome room.
And your Yankees are playing well. You're a Yankees fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they're playing pretty damn well, too.
Yeah, yeah. It's a first for me. It's a big shock to have New York teams playing, you know, the Knicks, the Jets, well, not the Jets, but hopefully the Jets.
Maybe next year.
So we're good. But East Palestine, man, you know, I went there. I delivered the water for President Trump. And while I was up there, just, man, it's tough to see that many people getting screwed, you know? And I hate people getting screwed. Good, hardworking Americans that didn't ask for it. They're just living their lives, you know what I mean, in peace, and just trying to work and get ahead. and then a train derails in their town, and next thing you know, they're literally blowing this train up. It seemed like that happened so quick too. Like the train derailed, next thing you know, they're freaking nuking this entire town, chemically nuking this entire town with vinyl chloride. So ever since then, I've been thinking of ways that I could help those people, because you know how it is, and especially in the media business and the news business, like these cycles run out, no one cares anymore, So it was all hot and heavy for the people of East Palestine when this thing first happened. And then, couple weeks go by, and what do you mean East Palestine? Where's that? People start thinking you're talking about the Middle East when you say East Palestine. And that kind of, that not for nothing, man, it really pisses me off, because I care about Palestinians, but the Palestinians that I care about are from East Palestine, not the Palestine I'll never go to in my entire life. And almost everyone watching the show will never go there and probably couldn't find it on a map. So I'm just over our country spending my money, your money, in countries like Ukraine, in countries like Taiwan, in Israel, and all over the world, frankly, when our communities are literally collapsing. Our major cities are disgusting to go to. How many billions of dollars has California spent on homelessness? And it's worse than ever. It's kind of like doing 20 years of war in Afghanistan and Iraq, and then somehow, some way, the Taliban is actually stronger after that. These things just boggle my mind. And, East Palestine is one of those things where these people are going to be told, and are being told by the federal government, that the water's clean. And who also heard that same story was the Marines at Camp Lejeune, was also the Army service members in Hawaii currently, where the military spilled thousands of gallons of jet fuel into their clean water and told them, there's nothing wrong, while people are literally lighting their water faucets on fire. So I'm just over losers, frankly. I'm tired of losers in our government, people that don't do anything. All they do is talk. Like I say, they go to the wall, they have their podium, they're pounding the podium in front of with the wall in the backdrop, talking about, we're not going to take this anymore, we're going to do something for this country, blah, 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 and they don't do crap. Okay, Same thing in East Palestine. Joe Biden comes a year after the fact, okay? And his reason when asked, why did it take you a year to get here? Well, I've been flying all around the world, to Ukraine and the Taiwan and all these places. None of those places are in America, Joe. I don't know if you know that or not, but none of those countries that you keep putting over our own country matter to us. You know what matters to us? East Palestine, Lahaina, those are places, the border, those are places that matter to us, Joe, not these foreign countries that you always put ahead of the United States. So I'm tired of it. So I reached out to a water filtration company, Century H2O. They're an amazing company. And frankly, I asked them, as they say, closed mouths don't get fed. I said, would you be willing to supply the entire village of East Palestine, Ohio with your under the sink water filtration systems? And they said yes.
Wow.
So we are going to provide 2,000 under the sink water filtration systems, similar to what a lot of people have reverse osmosis systems in their kitchen. The little spout next to your faucet there. It's a similar system to that, except for this system removes vinyl chloride. So I actually met this company, Century H2O. I met them while I was in East Palestine delivering the water for President Trump, and they were up there too, and they delivered 200 of their systems at that time. And ever since then, man, I've been talking with them and trying to put together a plan to take care of the people of East Palestine. And not for nothing, man, but I just love working with good, hardworking, all-American companies, small businesses that love to give back to the country. Like, I own Blue Line Moving. It's a small moving company. Their water filtration company is a small water filtration company. But yet somehow, with all the millionaires that live in this country and all the millionaires that live in Ohio, somehow two small businesses that are barely keeping our heads above water in this stinky ass economy are able to figure out how to take care of American citizens. Those are the kinds of things that, like, people are always like, why do you do it? Why do you do it? I do it because these people piss me off, man.
Mhm.
I wish I had $10 million in the bank, because the things that I would do for this country would blow your damn mind. But these people, they sit on their damn money. You can't take it to the grave if you're listening out there. I don't know if you know that or not, but you're not going to bury yourself with $15 million. So why don't you start helping people with that money? There's a
John,
freaking noble
well
idea.
said.
John,
Well
I
said.
wanted to jump in on that standpoint because it's what I try to be as polite as I possibly can, but we do something and we try to make a difference just like you do. And we have found it, and we find it very difficult, especially in conservative circles.
Mhm.
And I try to balance it. I know not everybody has lots of money, but we try to get the word out, because the media is obviously controlled from the left, and they have resources and they continue to pump money in to get their messages out. It's such a difficult deal when conservatives try to do that. And we have found the funds are not there, and that people have money who want conservative causes, and they'll complain, but they won't help. And we're like, we're trying to do everything we possibly can. We obviously have a connection on our faith and our ideals with policy, but there are opportunities to help, like what you're doing in East Palestine. And I hope people get convicted with that. And I am grateful that you're trying to do what you are doing. How can people help specifically when it comes to these water systems? And by the way, when you connected me to the water system, John, previously, it was one of the best things that I could have done. I can't tell you, you can't find a better water filtration system than Century H2O. They have a patent on it. See, what people don't understand, when you clean the water, it becomes dead water. But it's fine. It has all the chemicals out, but it loses its minerals.
Correct.
What Century does is they put the minerals back in.
That's
and
correct.
That's what provides the body what I call live water. And that's what the people need in East Palestine or East Palestine. And I'm grateful you're doing it. How can people help specifically?
So you can help me if you'd like to go to We Fund the Blue. That's my nonprofit I started, because normally what I'm doing is down on the border, cleaning up the border or rescuing dogs down on the border. And when I do these things, I take care of the local law enforcement officers, the sheriff's departments, the police departments on the border by donating money to them so they can upgrade their equipment. But in this case, I'm using it for donations to help Century H2O. Frankly, they're donating the systems as a small business. It's around about $200,000 for them to do this, and they could use a little bit of help. So I'm trying to raise money to be able to help them, with the cost of making this happen. But regardless, no matter how much money we raise, that those systems are already ready to go. So we're bringing those systems to help these people. What I'd also like is I'd like to do more. I know it seems like we're doing a lot. Obviously, it is a big deal to provide an entire town with clean drinking water. But imagine if we could pull other small businesses or even big businesses together and, I don't know, put a basketball court in East Palestine or something like that. I haven't quite figured out what those parts are, but if you're listening and you have a product or you have a service that you can provide and you want to help me provide that service to the people of East Palestine, give back to American citizens, then you can reach me at john@bluelinemoving.net. That's my email address. Find me, message me on Instagram. That's where I mainly am, is on Instagram. Search, Blue Line Moving or John J. Rourke on Instagram. Message me. Help me bring more than just water to East Palestine. These people deserve it. They need it desperately. And, the government's telling them that water's clean. And I think that we know better than that.
Oh, my God. They're still telling them their water's clean?
Oh, they've given the water a clean bill of
health. That place
so.
is devastated.
Awful.
Their real estate, their land. I mean, come on, who's going? Have you looked into their town or the area, John? I can only imagine. Yeah. And your company's terrific. I mean, one of the best when it comes to moving. If you're going to use a mover and John services your area, please use him as a mover. But that town, there cannot be anybody moving to East Palestine.
No, and that's a big problem. And I was talking about it yesterday on the news. No one's buying produce from East Palestine farms. No one's getting them a nice New York strip from a ranch in East Palestine or anywhere around it. And in those areas, there's a lot of that going on. No one's buying or selling a house in East Palestine. No one's moving to that place. So those people are stripped of all of those things. And, and the government, like I said, is telling them that the water's clean, providing them with tests that the water's clean. But come on, man. I think we've learned our lessons. You've seen enough of these lawyer commercials to know that the government is not your friend. And that, if the government shows up and says, we're here to help, obviously you should run the other way.
Yes.
And I think that that message has been pushed across to the people of East Palestine, and they need help. So we're going to provide them with that help because it's the right thing to do.
Hey, weren't you recently down in Mar-a-Lago again, or was I mistaken?
No, yeah, I was.
Yeah. Did you have a chance to run into the big man?
Yeah, he's doing great. He's keeping his head up. He's a fighter. He is he's the man for this country. I've seen it live and in action. When I was down there in East Palestine and he was there, man, I see leadership on display. This is a man that actually cares about people. Could you imagine that? Having a president
Yeah, that's
actually cares about the country. Isn't that something? Doesn't that make you proud to support this man when you see him fighting and fighting and fighting and the baloney that this guy has to go through? I mean, imagine being 77 years old, a billionaire with a place like Mar-a-Lago and all these golf courses that he has, all properties, and he wants to go through this crap. He wants to wake up every morning, fly to New York, sit through a bull crap, scam trial, and it's not fair, but he keeps fighting, and that's why we love him, and that's why he's going to have our vote. So we are excited about it. We love we love President Trump. We love the family. They're always fighting for Americans and American people, and that's the man that we need to have in the office going forward. No question about it.
Absolutely, John. And when I heard him yesterday, if he couldn't even be more great in my eyes and most patriots' eyes, when he said he is willing to sit in jail for this country, that tells you everything you need to know.
It's unbelievable, man. What they're doing to this country, it just breaks my damn heart because I've fought for this country, and I'll continue to fight until I can, until my legs don't work anymore, and then I'll fight from a keyboard probably. But
John, you make me want to run
takes.
through a wall. I wish you were my coach when I was growing up in any sport.
So
you're younger than me, but man, you motivate me, and I appreciate it when you come on. Can you remind people, because we are a growing show and people may not have seen you before, just a little bit about your backdrop, your background? I was giving people a little bit of an idea, but I want them to know who you are as a person and the service that you have provided, which has brought you to this point in time in 2024.
Yeah. So, I'm married to my beautiful wife, Erica. I have 4 children, 13 and under. So we're very busy. I run a small business, Blue Line Moving, of which I used to work for this business as a mover before I joined the Army. And then I bought the business off the old owner. So I've come full circle in that standpoint. But, I'm retired from the Army. I served in the Army. I was in the infantry. I was in intelligence and transportation, and I retired as an Army recruiter. That was my favorite job in the Army. It was recruiting the fighting force for the future. I mean, it changed my life in such a great way. It breaks my heart to see the military where it is right now. Maybe President Trump gets into office. Maybe, I can get in a position where I can help change some of those things as well. But that's what I'm about, man. I clean the border. I did a cleanup in Baltimore, inner city Baltimore, where we cleaned up 26 tons of trash just off the sidewalks and the alleys in Baltimore. We rescued 2 guys' lives who overdosed right in front of us on the streets of Baltimore. A lady ran out of her house with Narcan, and we Narcan these guys back to life. That was the first cleanup that I did, and that was in inner city Baltimore. And then from there, I went to the border. And I started cleaning up the border because I could not believe the images that were coming across the news of all the trash down there. So I went down to Del Rio. Maybe some of your listeners, maybe you remember when there was about 20,000 illegal aliens living under a bridge in Del Rio. They were, knocking down trees and building teepees and living under them and washing themselves in the Rio Grande. There were women having babies underneath the bridge. And I just happened to be underneath that bridge doing our cleanup, and I exposed that story to Fox News, and then it was a worldwide story. From there, I went to Eagle Pass, where we collected about 20,000 pounds of garbage from Eagle Pass. And then we did recently in September, we did our last cleanup, which was in Brownsville, Texas, where we collected 22,000 pounds of garbage off of about a half a mile, 3/4 mile section of the border. And I've also rescued about 200 dogs from the border. So while I'm down there seeing all this trash, I see dogs everywhere as well, because they bring their dogs with them when they cross the border for protection. And then when they meet a Border Patrol agent, they're not allowed to bring the dogs with them into the facility, so they let them go. And the dogs just keep having puppies over and over again. So there are literally thousands of dogs in every border town just running around the streets. And this is what it's about, though, man. You know, hopefully I motivate people to go out there. You don't have to go to the border. You don't have to go to some big city, but you can do it in your own town. You know, you can do cleanups. You can rescue dogs. You can see a problem on the news and try to be the solution to that problem. That's what I try to do. Hopefully, you know, in these areas that I'm doing it's having a big impact. And, you know, the thing is anybody can pick up trash, Vic. You know, anybody can pick up garbage. Anybody can do some of the things that I'm doing. Reach out to a dog rescue. Ask how you can help. Like, this is not hard stuff to do. People just need to get off their ass.
Yeah,
John,
you're
you're one of my favorite people that I've interviewed in 25 years, and you're not a celebrity. You don't want to be a celebrity.
Nope.
You're just a kid that grew up, was raised the right way. You didn't come from some silver spoon family.
Sure did.
You busted your ass. You're trying to make the most of what you have, and you have a heart. And my God, if we could just, it doesn't take, I've always said this, it only takes a few people to grab that flag or one person to grab the flag and run into adversity to motivate so many others. And I feel that you're doing it right now.
I'll do it every time too.
What about, real quick, John, too, when it comes to the situation that we have in the country right now, and you talking about Donald Trump and what he's doing, we've kind of lost track of what's happening at the border over the last few weeks, haven't we?
Sure have. Yeah.
It hasn't. I just want people to remind people.
What about P. Diddy, Vic? He's the happiest man on the planet right now. No one's even talking about this guy, right? Where did that story go? That story's long gone, man. No one's talking about that guy. He's a monster too.
Well, October 7th took us off Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's issues.
There you go.
All of a sudden that disappeared. And then it was the Middle East. Yep. And then all of a sudden it all switched to this fake rioting, protesting. And now we're seeing that most, and I do repeat most, and it's being proven, of the people causing all the chaos in the country, specifically of their colleges, aren't even students. They're paid actors.
Paid actors, man. And you know who that is? That's old George Soros doing what he does best, which is hate the United States of America, and pay people to also hate the United States of America. It's just ridiculous, man.
I hate the division. And
Vic, these people are losers, man. They're freaking losers, okay? Right? There are so many things that other people could get behind that help American citizens. You know, it's unfortunate, and I say this a lot. People always ask me, like, where do you think all of this is going? Like, how do we get the country back? Well, we start with getting President Trump in office. But to be honest, like, you know, 9/11, never forget. Remember those words? Never forget 9/11. Every house with an American flag in front of it. 9/11 is forgotten, man. Look at New York City. People are literally chanting "Death to America."
That was your city, right?
Yes, it's ridiculous. They're chanting, burning American flags, and they're doing traditional Muslim prayers in New York City. Like, what the hell is going on? These people are not our friends, folks.
Yep.
They're not our friends. Okay.
They are not our friends.
There no other countries want to allow these Palestinians into their country. Egypt has said no. Jordan has said no. The UAE, Qatar, none of these people want to let them in. Joe Biden wants to put them on a damn jet and fly them first class in the United States of America. What the hell is going on in this damn country? We have people pouring across the border left and right. 30,000 people from China coming here. What the hell do you think all these Chinese are doing here, Vic? What are they here for?
No, they're here for something that's yet to be determined.
That's
that
right.
we
It
know
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, because obviously it was up 200% from 22 to 23 and increasing in 24 when it comes to Chinese nationals coming across the border. Thank you very much.
The wide open border, Vic, wide open. Anybody can walk across anytime they want. These Border Patrol agents get treated like crap. You remember when they were saying they're whipping Border Patrol agents, Vic? You remember that? And Mayorkas just trashed those Border Patrol agents.
Yeah, they were on horses.
Talk to one of those Border Patrol agents. You know what they're doing still? They're shoveling crap, horse crap in stalls. Still doing that. That's how they treat these people.
That's their job?
That's their job now. They were the guys that were on horseback trying to stop people from illegally entering this country, and now they get to clean horse stalls. So that's what we have Border Patrol agents doing as punishment. Those guys did nothing but their job, and they are getting destroyed. But this is what is going on in our country. Imagine if they do that to those federal employees. What do you think they want to do to us? You know what I mean?
John, do you think there's a shot Trump could take New York? You know New York better than anybody else, but all the same people that I know from New York have left.
Yeah, I've
think-
moved a lot of them here.
I know
Vic.
Trump is starting to talk this about New York. That would be a massive feather in his cap. But do you even think that's possible?
Oh man, I want to say it is possible after hearing those union workers and those construction workers.
Yeah, they've turned to Trump.
Yeah, I feel like it's possible. But everyone in the state of New York, let's say the upstate people, those people love Donald Trump. Okay, those are hardworking country Americans. It's the big cities, it's the inner cities where these liberals who literally live on another damn planet have no idea what selfless service even means, or giving back, or anything like that. Those are the people that vote for Joe Biden because it's in their best interest. They're the ones that are getting taken care of. I do think that Trump can win New York, or at least make it close. I mean, a Republican governor almost took New Jersey, very close. So it can happen. And I think that that it will potentially, I don't know. I'm 50-50 here, man. I feel like it can happen, but it's New York too.
I know I put you on the spot. I just heard Donald Trump starting to put that out there, and I'm like, really? Because usually when he says something, I mean, he's not just throwing crap against the wall. He's not.
No, he believes it, and he should, because he's boots on the ground. He's talking to the people. He's bringing pizza to the fire department.
Yeah, that's the only place he can campaign.
That's it. That's all he can do. So, which again is just, we're going the wrong way, man. On a one-way street is what's happening in this country. We're going the wrong damn way on a one-way street, and we have to exit off this ramp and get back going the right way. And November 6th is going to be a day that we all rejoice when we wake up that next morning and Donald J. Trump is the president-elect. I mean, now we're talking, right? Now we're talking about real change that's about to happen. He doesn't have to worry about getting reelected. It's going to be 4 straight years of nothing but balls to the wall, baby. And I cannot wait for that ride.
Well, that's certainly motivating to hear from that standpoint. I pray that people support you, John, and all of our listeners and our viewers, whether you're listening live or you catch us at another point. Please look up John, support him, support his mission, get behind what he's doing, because in all the broadcasts that we have done on the show and the radio show before this, we have never brought you somebody who talks it, lives it, works it, does it on a daily basis, literally puts himself out there to help in a variety of ways. So if you can help John in any way, and his mission and his charities and everything that he's doing, please, please, please do so. Once again, check out the water system that he's trying to bring in to East Palestine as well. You're very motivating, my friend. Grateful for you, and God bless you as well from that standpoint.
Thank you, Vic. I appreciate this. And like you said, thank you for, putting that We Fund the Blue thing down on the bottom. I appreciate that. And all the websites down there. Help those people out. Help Century H2O out. If you need a water filtration system, go get one.
Hey, what is the best website again to reach you? People are asking for your website. You said it earlier, but you talked for about another 10 minutes because we have people coming in.
BlueLineMovingAndStorage.com, and We Fund the Blue is my nonprofit. So if you want to donate, if you're looking to move local, long distance, we move people all over the United States. Go to BlueLineMovingAndStorage.com. Like I said, if you have something that you want to bring to the table to East Palestine, a product, a service. I mean, if you're a landscaping company and you're in Ohio and you want to come down there and just do some landscaping work for some people's yards and help them out, anything is better than nothing. Anything's better than what they're getting from this government, which is absolutely zero. So let's help these people out. Find me on Instagram. That's where I post a lot of my stuff. And we're going to be going in October. That's what we call our October surprise. Is actually going to be a good thing this year, instead of it's always just some horrible thing that you hear every October. This is going to be a good October surprise, so we're looking forward to it.
All right, John Rourke from the Great American Cleanup, and then all the website information that we've gave you. John, continued success to your New York sports teams, and of course, prayers for you as you battle and do everything that you possibly can. I know you're damn busy, but if you ever find time to get back on and do your podcast again, it would be great. You would blow up and people need to hear what you have to say. And I think they would enjoy it. Even if somebody could produce the show for you
Yeah.
and even if you just show up and do it. I know a company that could do that called Cancel This.
The
Yeah.
New Media Group.
And you can sit right there and all you would have to do is show up for an hour every now and then, and we could help produce that for you because your word needs to be put out all over the place.
Sure does.
Thank you. I might take you up on that offer,
I'll
man.
send
It's
you
hard.
I'll send you some information and who knows, maybe we'll be able to come up with something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I'm all about it. It's just,
All right, John.
I enjoy it. So thank you so much.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.
You too,
John
brother.
Rourke, if that
Bye.
doesn't get you motivated, I don't know what does.
That's right.
And maybe it's just me, but that guy, I mean, my blood
he's
is pumping. My
fierce.
energy is there. I don't need a coffee. I don't need those energy drinks I used to drink.
Yes.
I don't need my salt water or an
Mhm.
apple. By the way, did you know an apple can give you more energy in the morning than a cup of coffee?
That's why they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Boy, he gets me motivated. John Rourke, thank you for your time, all the things that he is doing, and selfless at that point in time. And by the way, the water and the 200 systems that they're trying to bring to East Palestine, you can have those too. Literally, if you go and I have one of these systems and it's amazing. And Troy Turner, one of our viewers and listeners, he started using it
Mhm.
and he talked with Nelson, who owns Century H2O. And he was worried about his wife's kidneys. And Troy's been giving me updates. He says I believe it was her white, and correct me if I'm wrong if you're listening, her white blood cell count dropped immediately
Wow.
because of the water that we drink. Bottled water is not good water. We think it's fine. Water out of the sink is not good water. And then when you clean water, it becomes dead water and it doesn't do anything for your body. However, when you drink a water that has been filtrated and enhanced with the minerals that sit right next to it that you lose in a cleaning process, it's what your body was meant to have. And if you go to centuryh2o.com with an S, centuryh2o.com, once again, centuryh2o.com, if you type in a code and you get one of their systems, Safe Sips, it's one word, Safe Sips, you're going to get a big discount. And guess what? You also help canceltheshow.com. Safe Sips, one word. Check out the website, H2O. I have it myself. You can't find a better system than that. And not only do they have them for the sink, but they have the cooler systems for houses that are 2,500 square feet and less, or 2,500, and that's for the whole house.
Well, and I'm assuming you can move it then, because I know Troy moved. He lived in the
Yeah.
Illinois area.
Yeah,
and
you
moved to Florida, so
unplug
he
it.
He could take it.
Yep, you unplug it.
That's
You just
good
have
to
to,
know.
you'll unscrew it from under the sink,
Okay.
or you
yeah.
take the tanks with you and you head out, and they give you discounts when the 8 years goes by.
Yeah.
And you have to get a new one, that goes towards your next one as well. I
That's
can't
nice.
recommend it as well as much. We all talk about being health. Oh yeah, there you go. Troy says, and her pH has also dropped since drinking the quote, what I call the live water, and not the water from water bottles or the water from sinks. It blew my mind. I had no idea, because we all think, oh yeah, give me a water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this may blow your mind, but sometimes it's not doing your body good.
No, it's not.
So those are the things that are happening. Thanks for John. We appreciate it. This is cancelthisshow.com. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors and advertisers, WeQuipUSA.com, WeQuipUSA.com. That is Paige Measley and crew. They have such a unique website, and it's getting better and better. Not only do they rent spaces for people and businesses and promote businesses, but guess what? You go to their website and you can rent your own items that you own to other people, make some money on the side. And guess what? You can also rent items from other people that you don't have to buy an item, and it hooks you up with people in your area. There is insurance. It's a terrific situation that you can have there. Also, Wenty's in the Chesterfield Valley, and Wenty's Roadhouse opening in Defiance in just about a week and a half. All righty, some of the best food, service, entertainment you're going to find anywhere in the Chesterfield Valley. They have one of the biggest patios you're going to find. And Wenty's Roadhouse in Defiance is just a massive, massive deal, especially with the summer coming up. They're looking for there's going to be a lot of new changes there. It's just going to be a terrific spot. So check it out, Wenty's. And of course, David Gregory with the St. Louis Injury Council. If you've been in a car accident, somebody's hit you. If it's been in a trucking accident, somebody has messed with you. If you've had any sort of personal injury, When it comes to workers' comp, Dave there's nobody better than Dave. Why do I know it? Because I used him not once, but twice after being told by other attorneys that, yeah, this is the most that you can get from the standpoint. And I'm like, what? That doesn't even cover the damage or the surgery that I have to have. Dave takes care of it fast. He's an accounting major as well, former state rep, running for Missouri Senate. Dave wrote some of the rules that the state of Missouri uses when it comes to these situations with your vehicles. Why wouldn't you use them? David Gregory, you can give him a call, 314-619-4230, 314-619-4230. And if you tell him that you heard about him on Cancel This, he's also going to reduce the fees.
That's great.
More
It's a
back for you.
win-win.
It's a win-win. GregoryForMissouri.com, GregoryForMissouri.com. Once again, 314-619-4230. Before you sign with anybody, if you have a friend, a family member, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, make sure they give Dave a call first. You're going to be shocked because I was, and thank God I was recommended to Dave by a friend because it worked out very well for me. And if you use Dave, he'll continue to advertise for us, and it helps us out. And we're grateful from that standpoint. This is canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo in the house running the boards. This is the fastest 2 hours in podcasting, as we affectionately refer to it. And that might have been the fastest hour. Having Justin Hicks, who's running for Missouri's 3rd Congressional District, join us. And also John Rourke from the Great American Cleanup. Man, what kind of a man does it take to go down and clean up trash from illegals?
What a great guy.
Take care of dogs that have been left so that they have somewhat of a better life. Raise money for the police departments in those areas where he goes to. And oh yeah, he's also going to go to East Palestine and take care of families who have been left out in the woods, literally with bad water, bad land, bad soil after the catastrophic events there, and try to get these people with water filtration systems. So love it, love it, love it. We appreciate it. Thanks for jumping in. Glenn says, go Justin. Phil says, great show. Got to get to work really quick. Troy says, Lizzie, we didn't move. That house deal fell apart, but we're still looking. So he hasn't left yet, but he may be when it comes to those water systems. We're just grateful for all the support. By the way, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, all the time on our website, canceltheshow.com, 8 to 10 a.m. You can catch all of our episodes. We're now over, what is it? Closing in on 360 episodes.
I think we're closer to 370 now.
370. Anyway, what we are is 10 hours of content every week. We are live 2 hours every day. We are pumping out the content for you as best as we possibly can.
Today is 369.
So we're 369 episodes. So we're rocking and rolling. We know what we're doing.
Go.
We work literally all day, all night. Our crew here helping us out. Megan, who fills in, Derek as well. We are grateful for everybody's help. Thank you for making the show what it is. But remember, you can also go to the individual platforms, like, subscribe, share the show wherever you're listening to. X, Rumble, YouTube, Clout Hub, Facebook. Those are the live platforms where you can watch us. And of course, the show saves there. But you can also catch us on the audio platforms as soon as the show ends. The usual subjects like Spotify, Apple, and Google. Okay, a lot of other news going on. It is interesting, isn't it, when it comes to this whole case with Donald Trump? We were just talking about that. Stormy Daniels supposed to take the stand in the fake, hyped up Trump trial with Judge Merchan, who has held Donald Trump now in contempt, I guess, of his gag order for the 10th time. He's now threatening jail, as Lizzie brought up yesterday. At the end of our show, we got that in. What will Donald do? Is he going to shut up? No, he came out yesterday and talked right after. And he shouldn't. Should he be quiet? No, they're already going to find him guilty. Why not? It's a clown trial. It's kangaroo court. It's a jackass trial. It's made up, and it has been from the get-go, and it wouldn't happen to anybody else. But he's winning, and he's winning by a large margin when it comes to the polling for the presidency in 2024. It's a total clown show, and it's only going to get worse. I'm glad Donald Trump is doing what he's doing.
I am too.
It's not my ass being put in prison or being put to jail. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know.
See, I don't know. I would have thought no. If you'd asked me this 2 months ago, I would have thought no. But I think they will put him in jail at some point. But Donald Trump doesn't care. He knows that that's what he needs to do. He's not going to shut up. The little bit that they're fining him is nothing to him. He actually called it Trump change instead of chump change. And he got fined.
Well said.
And so it's $1,000 he got fined yesterday. So altogether, it's $10,000 to the normal layperson. That's a lot of money. But to him, in the scheme of everything that he does, he's not going to shut up. He's going to keep talking, and I hope he does.
Glenn says Stormy on stage 3. Once again, Stormy on stage 3. Go join your everyday night here with Pro Joe as he's sitting stage side with Stormy on stage 3.
There you go, Pro Joe. Are you gonna videotape little Stormy?
Oh, sure.
He has no idea what I'm talking about. And keep in mind, we showed you the letter from 2017 that Stormy wrote herself through her attorney that she never had an affair with Donald Trump and she never received hush money for anything that went down. She said that she's had to deny this at least 4 times over the years. And of course, this is all the work of Jack Smith trying to go after Donald Trump so that he can't campaign. Well, guess what? The left lost. Jack Smith lost. Joe Biden, who has allowed this to happen, has lost. Barack Obama has lost. Jake Sullivan has lost. And you know why they have all lost? Because the whole goal, the entire mission was to make sure that Donald Trump did not run for the presidency.
That's right.
They sent tons of money to Ron. They sent tons of money to that, I'm going to come after you, Donald, Nikki Haley. It didn't work. And he is running, and they can't stop the train express from rolling down the tracks, whether you like him or not, whether you respect him or not. It doesn't matter. He is running for president. He is winning for president, and they can't do anything to stop him.
Nope. And they do want him to go to jail. I mean, I agree with Donna and a lot of people. What a logistical nightmare. But there's a lot of value in what Paul just said. They want to jail him so that people that support him act out like some did on J6. And then they want to play it on a loop for 24 hours, 7 days a week to show all these people that are on the fence about voting. This is what you're voting for. They want Donald Trump supporters to look insane. That's the whole thing that they've done for years, is they want people like myself and other people that are humongous Trump supporters, been a Trump supporter since he came down the elevator. They want us to act out. So you have to be careful how they push you. As much as I think the people had a right to do what they did at J6, the outcome was catastrophic. That's what they want to do here. Put him in jail. I agree with you, Paul. They want to put him in jail. And then they want the people that are so angry to act like that again, because they'll jail you again. They will.
Is Donald Trump trying to get in trouble with the judge so that it gets moved to a federal court and then it gets pushed back after election time?
Sure.
That coming from Megan. I think that's a fair point.
I think that's a fair
We
point.
already know that Don is playing chess while the Democrats are playing checkers.
That's exactly
For so
right.
long, our co-host Eric Johnson, who comes in on Friday, would say Democrats play chess, Republicans play checkers. Maybe that's true when it comes to the DNC versus the RNC up until
That is
recently.
true. Yes.
But when it comes to individuals, it is the Don who is playing chess over the Democrats. Things changed
Absolutely.
because Donald is the man who knows the art of the deal. He is a smooth, shrewd negotiator. He has had tons of failures in his life when it comes to business. And guess what? You learn from those. Whether you want to or not, most people learn. He has had a lot of successes, and most people learn from those. The man is always one step ahead of what the Democrats are trying to do. And we see it day after day, night after night, week after week, month after month, and now year after year. He's winning. MAGA is running strong, and that drives so many people crazy because Donald's one step ahead. He's a brilliant man, so that would not surprise me in the least.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me in the least either. He's always been one step ahead of them. And could you imagine if this was anyone else? He would be 3 feet under now already. He is always a step ahead. And I do agree with Eric. Up until recently, the Democrats were always the winner in the chess match because they're evil and they think out of the box differently than somebody that's trying to do the right thing. I'm not saying Donald Trump is evil, but I'm saying he's seen the evil. He knows how they act. And so he's moving the chess piece way up in front of them. But I think he was taken by surprise at how evil so many of them were.
Pam says, would Trump be safe in jail? Of course he would. He'd have protection. He would never be, he's not going to jail in a sense like that. There's no way.
Yeah.
All that would be is for media and cameras and something else to keep our eyes on that.
That's right.
Instead of what's important at the border and Chinese nationals and illegals running through the country.
And
Yeah.
P. Diddy.
That's
Oh,
right.
and keep our mind off P. Diddy.
That's right. Or keep our mind off of all this. I agree with you, Vic, and with Paul, who was saying earlier, if they do it, it'll only be for like a day or two to make the circus look like Trump supporters are bad. That's it. And it'd be the people on the fence. There's still, I can't even imagine why there's anyone on the fence, but there is. There's still people on the fence that are like, well, I don't like Joe Biden because he's, my bills are a lot higher. But that Trump, that orange man, he rapes people, because that's what CNN is still saying.
Well, it's not only CNN. There are individuals who try to go with that because they can't take Donald Trump down on policy.
Correct.
They hate him. They would rather our economy be a shit job as it is right now than let Donald Trump make it right. They have a better situation, more money in their pocket, inflation down, than say that it came from Donald Trump. Correct. And somebody like that in your life.
We all have.
Somebody could provide something for you. Screw that. F that. I don't like that person. I ain't taking any handout from him. And you would rather go through crap than actually have a better situation because of your own pride.
That's right.
Okay. So Trump is vowing that he'll get risky and he'll take gambles if he needs to. And you know what? Go for it, Don. You have proven that you know what you're doing. You are an even-keeled man, despite what anybody else is trying to say. There is a tempered measure about him where he knows what he is doing.
That's right.
He knows what's happening. And of course, Stormy Daniels now testifying. And of course, she's being paid. She needs to pay for the bills. She can't do what she used to do, to make her living. It's all just a sad state of affairs. And thank God Trump has gone after the White House for allowing this to happen while the country is on fire. The White House is more interested in Donald Trump than they are taking care of your inflation, than they are taking care of the border, than they are taking care of police, taking care of the schools. Should I go on? They're taking care of your energy prices. All of these things continue to go on. And here we sit and things aren't getting any better. But, oh yeah, we're going to give you the headlines, get all caught up in this. And I feel so bad for my liberal Democrat friends because their brain is just, they've got the Trump derangement syndrome.
I don't feel sorry for him though. It's
I know.
How
I'm
ridiculous do you have to be? You put your head in the sand. You don't pay attention to what's going on. Your banana now costs $1 million instead of 79 cents. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I don't feel sorry for him anymore at all. It's like I did a little bit in 2016, a little bit in 2017, but now after the pandemic and all of this, if you still do not see what's going on with the Uniparty and what they're trying to do to us, not just Donald Trump, to the people, then you're willfully not seeing it. You're purposely not trying to see the truth.
See, here's the thing. Trump is winning despite all the crap that he's going through, but as a country, we're not winning right now.
No, we're not.
We're just not. Brenda says, my husband has TDS, and that's fine. There are people like that. And you're not going to change their mind because pride is such a massive
It's all about pride. Yeah.
Once again, it is the greatest sin and it is the greatest factor. You will find out if somebody has an open mind. People who have open minds do not have pride. People who have closed minds have pride, and it happens. And if you're one of those people, okay, I'm sorry, get it. We all have our issues. But pride is one of those things when you see truth and you refuse to accept it because and you know what I'm talking about, those attitudes. I'm not going to do that. That man, I don't like him. I don't care if he's right or not. He hurt my feelings.
Yeah. And I'm going to take my stuff and I'm going to go home. And like Troy's saying, he's got a neighbor and he lives in Illinois. So, the gas prices are so high. He would rather pay $25 a gallon for gas than see Trump as president. We live among zombies. But there are some people like that. I don't understand that at all. If Biden, who I don't like, was the better candidate and absolutely was going to give me cheaper gas prices, keep our military state safe, keep our schools without trans in it, close our border, I'd vote for him. I don't have to be a Republican. I have to be a patriot. I have to be an American. I will vote for the best candidate. But some people, they just won't.
The Democrats continue to lie and say stuff like this. Maxine Waters, unfortunately, I'm sorry, there's no other. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean and I'm emotions out of it. She's a flat out racist.
She is a racist.
She is flat out stupid. She is disconnected, and she is somebody who wants division. and she is a liar.
Mm-hmm.
I repeat, she's a liar. She's not misinformed. She's a liar.
Yeah, she lies.
She's all about the DEI, the didn't earn it
Mm-hmm.
mentality. She's all about the entitlement mentality. And listen to the bullshit that she was putting out there about conservatives and what they're planning on doing. This is the kind of stuff. And just, you don't want to leave right now. Get your friends in, because wait till you see some of these cats are putting out there. Here's Maxine Waters.
This is a man who we better be careful about. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask the Justice Department, and I'm going to ask the president to tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses. I want to know about all of those right-wing organizations that he's connected with, who are training up in the hills somewhere and targeting, what communities they're going to attack. This is a man who we better be careful about.
What communities they're going to attack when it comes, what? Maxine, what?
Mm-hmm.
Joe, what is that called? Joe's high.
A bullshit?
Yes!
Woo! Where's our dinger? Mm-hmm.
Maxine Waters is a liar.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, they're in the hills. They're going to attack. The people who have attacked anybody was your BLM crowd.
Training in the
Remember?
hills.
Liar.
Mhm.
That woman is not only, and once again, emotion out of it. She's an idiot. She's a liar. She's a racist and a divisionist. That's all she wants.
And the blazer that she was wearing wasn't really probably the best.
You can
choice.
talk clothes.
Well, I mean, I don't wear the best clothes
I don't
either, but I mean, that just screamed, I hate.
What a flat out idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's sad and comical all at the same time when it comes to some of the stuff that we're seeing. Oh, but that's not it. Hakeem Jeffries, who actually got votes to be speaker, at one point in time had more votes than any Republican, right before Mike Johnson ended up getting it, because he worked those backroom deals to support Ukraine, which is why he got it. We called it on this show before it happened, and we'll continue to do our best to call things before it happens to warn you.
Yeah. She is just something else. I mean, she was the first person that I can remember that outwardly, besides Nancy Pelosi, that actually got on TV and was telling people to push back and to hurt people that didn't agree
Break
with
the
her.
law.
Yes. She was the first person that I saw seeing that.
And she represents Black communities.
Yes, she does.
And it's just sad.
Mm-hmm.
And that woman grew up in St. Louis. Should we be surprised?
No.
No.
Of course we shouldn't be surprised.
Check out what Hakeem Jeffries had to say. Even the reporters putting listen, America knows that the economy was better under Trump. And Hakeem, listen to the flat out lies that are being, even this is Hakeem. Hakeem is supposed to have somewhat of a brain. He actually gets along with some Republicans. And this is the bullshit that is being put out there.
But 2/3 of voters think the economy was better under President Trump.
Well, the case, and we do a better job of finding out the facts, has dramatic under the leadership of President Joe Biden.
If those are the facts, why do voters believe it? Is that a communication problem?
That there are challenges that remain.
Okay.
Don't believe, like I said, they don't. Left, but they're not dumb. Most people are not completely dumb, unless maybe you're one of those protesters. You go to the gas station and you're seeing how much more you're paying. You absolutely know. I mean, come on. How dumb do you have to be? You might be delusional in your own brain because of your pride, and you don't like Orange Man bad. But no one is sitting on the couch, if they're truthful, and going, these prices that I just paid at the restaurant are so much cheaper than they were 3 years ago. They're not saying it. There's nothing cheaper. Nothing. Go try to buy a house and look at the interest rates. Go look at the
economy is better under Joe Biden.
That is unreal. That is just a flat out lie.
But I mean, There's an angry little liberal elf that does a show here in the afternoons that doesn't even say that.
No, because he knows if he's honest, he knows. He knows the truth too. He knows everything is more expensive. You know, the people that go to Sam's in their pajamas, which is our little elf that he does. I overheard him saying to his wife in Sam's, "Oh my gosh, these bagels are more money." So he knows. He's just a gamer and says one thing.
Delusional
Delusional
theater.
and lie and lie.
And it's not going to stop. The lies will continue to happen. They're going to continue to be played out. And we do the best that we can to help everybody understand what truth is, what isn't truth.
That's right.
But at least Joe Biden is being honest. You know, that's the thing about Joe.
Yeah, he sometimes slips in some honesty.
He's so lost and he doesn't know what the hell he's saying, if he's coming or if he's going. He doesn't dress himself. He doesn't even, I mean, his wife has to dress him or people dress him. They put his underwear on. They bathe him. They sponge bath him.
Yep.
They roll him out. You already know the things that he does.
You know the thing.
He's the figurehead. Now, he doesn't do shit. He doesn't. We know he does. We already have explained this and broke it down. There is a deep state. They run it. He's just the quote figurehead. Terrible figurehead, but at least he's the guy that can't say no to anybody and he doesn't know what the hell's going on. But for the first time in the history of our country, we've had a lot of those with Joe Biden. We had a president that was excited when they literally told you, and Joe, we'll play it twice so people can actually hear what he just said. This man literally just told people he is going to raise your taxes.
You did. Well, that's good. I'm glad to see you're doing well already. And I'm good. But guess what? If you elect me, you're not going to have your taxes are going to be raised, not cut. If you benefit from that. Well, you did. Well, that's good. I'm glad to see you're doing well already. And I'm good. But guess what? If you elect me, you're not going to have your taxes are going to be raised, not cut. If you benefit from that. Well, you did.
One more time, Joe.
Say it again, Joe.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to see you're doing well already. And I'm good. But guess what? If you elect me, you're not going to have your taxes are going to be raised, not cut. If you benefit from that. Well, you did. Well, that's good.
I mean, if you're like me, then you know your taxes are going to be raised. You're the damn president of the United States. But he knows he is not in control of any of this. So he knows those people handling him are going to raise your taxes.
He just said, if you vote for me, I'm going to raise your taxes. I'm not going to cut. For the first time in the history of this country, a president excited.
Woo!
Hey, I'm going to raise your taxes.
That's right. We got more money for Ukraine.
Oh my God, what an
more
ass.
money for China.
No emotion in this. He's a dumbass. He doesn't know where he is, what he's saying. He's stumbling around. You know, he pooped his pants over the weekend.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God, this stuff gets worse by the day.
It really does. It's so embarrassing.
Which is why I don't mind it, because it provides us material, even though national media and local media won't cover it or tell you or show you so that you can have an honest opinion about how to vote. We're going to show you. We're going to do it. Biden has already said he would let the Trump tax cuts expire in 2026 if elected. Yes, we do know that.
Yeah.
And by the way, while we're talking money, we told you last week that he was talking about the capital gains tax, which would be a massive tax on people making $400,000 or more. Oh, good. That's the rich are going to pay. Well, here's the problem that most Americans don't realize. When you break that down, who does that hit? It hits business owners. And guess what? Then business owners have to say, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to cut costs now? Because businesses are having to become more efficient. What do these business owners then do? They start raising prices.
That's right.
And then they start cutting jobs.
Yeah.
And guess who that falls back on? People who aren't making that money. And who does it affect the most? The middle class and class that's lower than middle. But Democrats and people who are not educated on finances and tax and how business and system actually work think that, oh yeah, he's going after the big dogs. He's helping us little guys. And it couldn't be any further from the truth. It's basic economics. And I just want to make sure people understand what is happening. Now, Biden's lost his brain. He doesn't know what's going on anymore. But Jake Sullivan and Barack Obama and deep state that Donald Trump talks about, they know what's going on. They're running the show. Think about this. Nothing good is happening for America from a financial standpoint. I'm not even talking about all the other issues. From a financial standpoint, nothing good is happening. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove that I'm wrong with what I just said. You can't, because that's how it happens. Those are the things that are going on with our economy. Yet, oh, our economy's better now. Oh, I'm going to raise taxes. Oh, God. Anyway, that's not the only thing that's going on, guys. This is cancelthisshow.com. What I find interesting too is the fact that protesters, and by the way, Glenn, want to remind everybody, and we do appreciate you jumping in on the People's Platform. You can jump in at any of the places that you're watching. Lizzie does a great job. If you see us looking down, we're trying to respond to as many people as we possibly can. Lizzie does both. When we become really big and chunk, we'll have somebody that can just sit next to us.
That would be great. Although, I probably would still be looking down. I really like the listeners. I really do.
The listeners and viewers.
I do. The listeners and viewers, I really like what they have to say. I learn a lot from them. I don't always agree with them. They don't always agree with me, but they're so informative. But at the end of the day, they want to be informed. And that's what I like about the listeners here over most places. They are not an echo chamber. They do not just say they agree with us.
That's because you and I are an echo chamber.
We're not. We want to get the absolute truth and make sure the
Joe isn't an echo chamber.
No. And what I love about Joe is the first.
Oh, don't give him more compliments.
No, I am going to. We had a discussion before you even walked in here. He is the prime example. Him and Eric both are the prime example of either not paying attention to politics or all, getting informed and really being with people that are still in their sphere of influence to tell them this is not right, what's going on. And Joe is very informed now, very, very informed.
Yes, we've helped him, haven't we?
Or not.
Well, Glenn wanted, and we appreciate you guys jumping in with your comments, educating us, entertaining us as we try to do with you. He said, so just to keep this straight, Biden already said that he's going to keep those Trump tax cuts gone. So what it would do, Trump was trying to lower tax in every tax bracket. But if Biden lets him expire, which he said he's going to do, guess what? That's going to be a problem for people making less than $400,000 as well. Once again, furthering the gap between the elite and middle class, which becomes low class.
Mm-hmm.
It's basic economics. It's happening before our eyes. We call it out. We're going to continue to call it out because we know what is happening right now. Protesters, they're still out there. I pray to God, companies, businesses, schools, smarten up and get this stuff done. But protesters last night, the Met Gala in New York was held last night. And thank God that, the stars didn't pay much attention or give them credit, or they just let it be, which thank God those things were happening. But about 1,000 protesters tried to interrupt her. Check out the video.
A few.
Yeah, check out the video. I mean, at least police were out there. I give credit to police for doing their best with this group that was running nuts. Our listeners on the podcast are showing massive amounts of their anti-Semitic messages, their hate to Jews, their hate to America, death to America.
Charged with disorderly conduct.
And that is proof that we just heard of police giving them a warning.
Yep. They give
telling
them,
them you're breaking the law. They were very kind and polite and sweet. And then they go in and then they take care of business as they should. This is great to videotape it and to show that these agitators, bad actors, evil people for breaking the law in the name of hate, they gave them a chance.
That's right.
And then they arrested their ass and they put them in jail, and hopefully they go after them to the full extent of the law.
I hope they do too. I don't know that they will in New York, but you have to do that. When I never thought I'd see the day when you see video after video after video, and people in the chat line were saying it was even here in our city that people are all over the sidewalks praying to Allah. That's fine if you want to pray to whoever you want to, but Allah hates Americans. It's in their quote Bible. These people hate us, just like John Rourke had said, and I've said numerous times. Don't be fooled that these people can be negotiated with. You cannot negotiate with people who hate you and wish you harm and wish you dead.
I get frustrated, but at the same point in time, we know what's happening. We continue to see it happen. But we also had, I mean, now all these campuses trying to do what they're doing. I guess, where is this, Joe? This video, is it University of
San Diego.
It is San Diego, or University of California at San Diego. This is getting pretty violent. Check this out. More of the crap that's been going on continuing to happen. Just check out the video.
Animals, absolute animals. Vic, I hope these universities.
I mean, literally fighting police.
Yes, I hope the police departments are being paid by the universities for this crap. They created this crap. They are the ones that's allowing this crap. And now who has to come and pick it and fix all this? Our police officers, who a lot of those college protesters, probably all of them, hate police officers, call them pigs in brown, and all of those things that we've heard. Those college should be paying the police departments to be there. It's our tax dollars.
We're going to show all the video we possibly can of these things that are going on, because we need to see it.
We do need to see it.
The protesters yelling death to America, as we have said, but they want their tuition paid for. Death to America.
But give me everything
death
for free,
to
America.
Jews, death to America. Death to Jews, death to America. Death to Jews, death to America.
Yes.
And we continue to see all of this stuff go down.
Mhm.
We ran a soundbite, I believe, with this New York professor last week. Mike from the chat line says they need to be demasked and made famous.
100%. Take those masks.
And that says
off
spray them
their
with a
face.
fire hose.
Yep.
That'll teach them really fast.
Somebody
All
else
it
said use
takes
a
is all it
bulldozer.
takes is a canister of tear gas.
Mhm.
That's all it takes.
That's right.
A canister of tear gas, and the cowards scatter like cockroaches.
Mhm.
And they are cowards for what they're doing.
They
They're
are
cowards.
cowards.
They're flat out cowards. And as we're seeing, most of them aren't even students.
Yeah.
They're paid for actors.
Mhm.
Megan says the GOP just had a presser and they are done with the protesters. I don't know what that means.
Well,
They've been done with the protesters from the start, I thought.
yeah, they have been done, but now supposedly they're going to do something about it.
What can they do?
Yeah, what can they do? There's nothing they can do about
The
it.
House can try to pass some laws, but it won't matter.
Mhm.
Nothing will pass the Senate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin says bring back the water cannons. Yeah.
Yeah, bring them back.
There'd be nothing better than watching these evil actors take a drink of water.
Correct.
While they're on their ass.
Yes.
I have to say that I don't totally agree with us making laws against protesting, at least peaceful protesting.
No, see,
because once they start making laws against protesting, then give them an inch, they take a mile. You know what we say.
Well, Joe, who's peacefully protesting that's being arrested?
I'm not saying that I agree with what's happening right now. I'm just saying that if they start, because as a result, if they start making laws, against protesting, that's going to take,
No, that's not those aren't the laws. That's not, thankfully. I agree with you, Joe.
Yeah, I agree.
But thankfully,
look at
that's
the J6 people.
That's what they're not trying to make rules that are against protesting. It's making laws that give police and prosecutors more leeway in trying to go and convict and arrest people who are quote, breaking the law.
And that I agree with.
Yeah. No, so we don't have that situation right now, thankfully, because you should be able to say what you want to say and peacefully protest.
Well, and
the problem is they're breaking the law. Police aren't going in and arresting them for not breaking the law. They're arresting them because they're acting like animals.
That's right.
No emotion in this. This is facts. Facts over feelings.
Well, and that's right. And people on the chat line are saying they're canceling at a couple campuses these protests. If they're just so harmless, why do you have to cancel them? Why? They know, even if they haven't done anything mean on their campus, but some of these, colleges that are canceling, they know what they can be. They know these are bad actors.
And they know that it's not their students.
They know that.
They know that it's people coming in from outside.
Mhm.
Robert says if laws mattered, the border would be closed. Correct. Not all rules apply to certain protesters because of their entitlement factor, because they're paid to make problems. They're paid to cause problems. And we continue to see it day after day, week after week now.
Mhm.
Oh, but guess what? There's such a double standard. Joe and I were just talking. Yeah, you can go out and say what you want to say, but listen to this NYU professor. I ran a soundbite with him last week. Thank God for him calling out the double standard of what's happening right now at these protests. Imagine if these were white people with white hoods chanting death to blacks or death to Muslims. What would be going on?
Mhm.
Here he is.
But the double standard here is pretty striking. Dylan Roof goes into a Charleston church and kills 9 members of a black church. If I went down to the plaza of any of these universities with a white hood, a Confederate flag, and signs and started saying, Dylan, globalized Dylan, kill black people.
Right.
There'd be no need for context. We wouldn't be talking about free speech. I'd be out of academia. And if I whipped up students into a frenzy such that we started harassing non-white students on their way to the library, and I started getting in their face or even throwing things at them, and that has happened, we wouldn't be having a conversation about the First Amendment. We'd call in the fucking National Guard.
Boom. That is very truthful. He's one of the only people that I hear saying that.
He is
You
a
and I say it all the
He's
time.
a professor in New York.
Mhm.
He's calling out truth.
Truth.
Speaking truth. Once again, these are facts over feelings and the double standard. And don't think for a second that these Muslims in the Muslims community who are causing the issues, not the ones who aren't, but the ones who are causing the issues, don't think for a second that some of these actors and communities don't know about the double standard.
Well,
they do. And they play it to a T, and they try to push that racism so that we have more division in this country.
The conditioning that's been going on for 20, 30 years, that you can do whatever you want to white people because white people have oppressed people of color is working. We're seeing it manifest itself in such a big way here. I was a kid and I saw the hypocrisy of this. And so now here it is, 30 years later, that white people can be abused to an oblivion. But don't you dare do anything to a Muslim. Don't you dare do anything to one of them, because then you're a racist and you're going to go to jail. Here it is, all of us allowing this, and not doing anything about it. Here we sit. Now our kids and grandkids are sitting in the muck and the mire of weak people.
I'd like to see that professor on The View. Could you imagine?
No, because
that coming from the chat line.
No. Could you imagine? Whoopi would be screaming her head off at him.
Who cares about The View? It's trash TV.
It is trash. But obviously they have enough people to watch it. The people advertise on it that it stays on. I mean, think about it. I mean, there's dumbass people that listen to that every day.
Lies and trash.
Yes, it is lies and trash.
But we continue to see what we can. We're continuing to bring as much truth as we can to the table on every subject that we possibly can, every single subject, because we're just trying to do the best that we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys do. We're bringing this to you. We're trying to figure out, is there a way forward? How are we going to handle things? How do we get better? Is there a way to stop what's going on? Is there a way to bring some more attention to the things that are going on? Why aren't politicians bringing more attention to the issues that are facing this country, specifically the double standard that is out there? Republicans will, but then Democrats won't.
Correct.
Then you'll have white Democrats who go after people like Tim Scott and try to make him sound like he's racist. I mean, Tim Scott went after the View host, by the way. And he was explaining to him why black voters are flocking to the GOP, and the Democrats can't stand
They
it.
can't stand it. They can't stand
They
it.
can't stand it.
Mhm.
Did I send you a video by chance? I couldn't remember, Joe. What video did we have left that I was wanting to show today? When you get a chance, if you could take a look at that.
It's the one about companies not hiring.
Yeah, with Kevin O'Leary.
Yep.
This is why. Because we need to call it out. These cowards who cover their faces, not only are some of the universities who know about them not allowing them to attend graduation or disciplining the professors as they should, because it's not that they're protesting, they're illegally protesting. Once again, illegally protesting. When you break the law, it's no longer protesting. You're allowed to protest, but you have to do it by law standards. Well, these cowards like to hide their face. And Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank explained what's going to happen to them thanks to technology. This is awesome.
So if you're burning down something or taking a flag down or fighting with police, I'm sorry, you're trashing your personal brand. And let me explain how this works. When I'm hiring somebody, and I'm not different than any other corporation, you just heard from the S&P 500 CEOs, we do what's called a deep, dark search. So if you're a candidate in the executive element of a company or any candidate of materiality, you do this. You look at their resume and you say, let's hire a firm. It's about $4,800 per search, and go deep web, go dark web. All of this imagery that you're seeing tonight, all of this unedited film is going to be there in about 2 weeks. So if you're out there right now, even in the dark with no sunglasses on, even though you've got a mask on, I'll see your eyes at 4K resolution. I know who you are. And unfortunately, what's going to occur to these young people who have not thought this through, I'll see you. So if you're burning down.
Mm-hmm. It's young people who haven't thought through the consequences. It's basically boiling that all up in a nutshell.
Especially Jewish decision makers.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah. He's not wrong. There's so many people that will not employ these kids when they unmask their face. They absolutely, you don't want, even if you agree with some of their policies, I don't know where you would, because I don't know if they have policies, but you don't want that hatred. Because if you know somebody is that easily led by their nose to be that hateful, when you're their employer and there's something that you don't agree with the employer, the hate's going to come to you. People don't have time for that.
They don't. But is there any better way to get and to punish people who are breaking the law than to have them on camera?
Oh,
and their faces. Wait, and
yes,
this,
golden.
I mean, how can you go out and act like you're such a little badass and you're so tough, and then you're going to cover your face?
That's right. And then
you're a
put the
coward.
Scarf on your head and everything.
Like Little Miss Female, Little Miss Male, or whatever you are, he, she, they, them, whatever. I can. You're cowards.
That's right.
And there's no emotion in this. And you cover your face to go be mean to somebody.
That's right.
To be hateful, to try to do harm to them, and you try to cover your face. Well, thank God 4D. I didn't even think about this, that's a legitimate possibility, that now technology can show who they really are.
Yeah, of course they can.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, really is great.
It can't happen soon enough because people get these great ideas that we're going to go be mean to people. We're going to go spread hate, and we're going to lie and say we're all for love. And then we're going to spread hate. And then we're just going to continue to break the law.
That's right. Because they've been enabled to break the law and emboldened to act like these little squids. And it's ridiculous.
Squids.
They are. They're like little squids.
Squids.
They are. I told my daughter, who's graduating on Friday, that, tell your friends that are coming in from out of town that the little squids are going to be on the campus. So that's what they are. Because they're not big badasses. They're a nothing. They're nothing burgers that are causing big problems.
The chat line says, yeah, but how many of these people really want to actually go out and work?
They don't. They don't.
Of course they don't.
They got their, women's studies degree and now can't find one so they can make money from the Open Society Foundation.
You're on
Soros.
Fire. Let's Lizzie. This is canceltheshow.com. By the way, look at these pictures. Once again, we've been showing you pictures of protesters who've been arrested. And once again, all the data is showing over 50%. Most of them are not college students at these campuses.
Yeah, look at their faces.
And
too.
most of them look alike.
They do.
Boy,
they really do look alike.
Isn't it crazy?
They got weird eyes. And look at their hair. It's
I mean, there's and you can go ahead and leave it up for a second, Joe. This is the face of evil.
Mm-hmm.
This is the face of paid actors. This is what's out antagonizing and causing hate and stirring up division. And it looks a lot like the pictures we've shown you already.
All along. Yep.
And that says they look foreign to her, maybe illegal.
I wouldn't be surprised. And look, they're all different races. You definitely see people that are foreign. Then you see people that, I don't know, like the guy on the top, all to the right. I think he's probably from here, but none of them know how to wash their hair. And so, and of course, why not open the border as they have? Let all these people in here that hate us. These people coming in don't go, I love America. They were raised to hate us, and they were raised to take whatever they can from us, but in the meantime, hurt us. So that's literally what they are. Kevin calls them illegal squidbillies.
I love it. Connie says they look like they just came across the border.
They do. They really do look like they just came across the
I
border.
wonder how much they are paid. And we already know the paid actors.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see the trend all around America. And we try to get out ahead of this stuff. And we're not, once again, we don't spread hate. We spread truth.
That's right.
And if people are hated because we're spreading truth, that's not on us. That's on them.
Well, you know, back when these riots and all these things first started prior to BLM, what I didn't know was when it was Occupy Wall Street, they were even back then putting this on Craigslist. And I definitely know they did it on 2016. I don't know if they're doing Craigslist now, but they advertise for these sorts of things and they pay them. I don't know that it's that much, $15 an hour. Back then it was $9 an hour. So these people, that's more than they can make, and they're illegal. They're not paying taxes on it.
Joe, what were you going to say? You can say it publicly. I would love that. I think that's pretty dang funny.
The one guy looks like he's going to chug a beer and scream nerds.
Uh-huh.
He looks like Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, he does. He totally does.
Wait a second. Which one?
Totally does.
Which one?
Bottom, second from the left.
Uh-huh. The one all the way on the bottom. He's next to the guy.
I'm not seeing that. Man.
Yeah. No, I see.
Nerds!
Uh-huh. For sure. For sure. But I mean, they're all the same. When you see them all, they're all just, their eyes tell you everything about them. They do. They're lifeless and they're dead.
I had to respond to that, Joe. That was pretty damn funny.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
Oh my God. But the government has tabs on all these organizations that organize and recruit.
Of course
these
they do.
protesters.
Paul's right on the money there. If we think that our government does not know this is happening, of course they are, because we know who's running the company or the country, which is a company, by the way. That's on another subject.
Abe says he sees it. Nerds! You damn guys just got your asses beat by a bunch of fucking nerds.
Uh-huh. That's exactly what that's like. And that is
John Goodman, by the way, the coach from St. Louis in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
He played the evil coach.
That is, they are the Revenge of the Nerds. That's a great way. All the protesters, that's who they are. They are the people who don't fit in anywhere else, and they're nerds. And
nerds are not bad. I don't mind nerds.
Well, it depends on what kind of nerds. There's nerds that play video games.
I've always liked nerds. I was always respected their brains.
Well, but I'm not talking about those kind of nerds. There's the geeks. I think the term.
These are losers.
Okay, that's even better.
These aren't even nerds.
That's right. These are losers, because nerds, I don't even know if you can call really smart people
just
nerds anymore.
Glenn says it looks like the one listener that Mark Kaysen has.
That's right. That's
our
right.
liberal host who has one listener.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Other than when we all get.
Although we want him to have listeners. I just don't. There's just nobody voting for Joe Biden.
Right. Nobody cares to talk about that. I mean, if you look at some of the liberal podcasting, there's not really anybody on.
It's
on
bad,
right
but
now.
they're funded.
They are funded.
And we put great stuff together, and we need to be funded.
They are.
We do have a donation button. You can help us out.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to stick around.
They don't have to worry about a donation button because they get it from the government and Soros, which is still part of our government.
NPR.
Yep. PBS.
Donald Trump spoke this morning, by the way, as he was heading to court. Stormy Daniels testifying and all of that craziness BS that was going on. David says, by the way, I was thinking booger for the guy and ogre for the top row. Yeah, the picture. I agree.
Yeah, I can see that.
Here's Donald Trump this morning. He did speak again. I love it. Donald, you just be yourself. Talk when you need to talk, because
you go, Donald.
The prosecution is now questioning Stormy. But here's what Donald Trump had to say.
I didn't get any videos yet.
I sent it to you.
Did
you not check? Okay,
I'm sorry, it's not in the email.
Damn. Then obviously it didn't go to the right spot.
Just send it. Just send it to the right spot now.
Everybody, please donate. Vic needs a new phone.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Part of the problem is Vic has a crappy ass phone.
guess so. I guess so.
Or is it user error that you don't know how to send an email? One or the other. Which
I think he sends a million emails.
He does.
Most of them are successful.
They are. Just every now and again, a couple don't go through.
Joe, actually, it went to you at 9:46, buddy.
Then
to which one?
Something's wrong with our connection.
You're high again, remember?
No. What is it? Is it the producer one or is it the personal one?
No, it's producer. Anyway,
the last one I got was at 7:50.
Yeah, the Stormy Daniels testifying. That's going to be all the hype today. I already see the headline: stormy weather, stormy conditions.
That's right.
Storm, Trump storm, all the BS. Just remember, we showed you the letter that she wrote via her attorney back in 2017.
Yeah.
Never had an affair with Donald Trump. She wrote it, said she had to deal with it 5 times. She never received hush money, and she was not saying it because she had been offered hush money or was receiving hush money.
Right.
All right. Once again, at the end of the day, there is no evidence for this fake clown trial. Zero evidence. The only reason it's taking place is because it's in New York with a corrupt judge, a corrupt system, and a corrupt community. It's the only reason it's even happening. But they'll find a way. They'll find a way. They'll find a way to find him guilty of something.
Yeah.
Of something. Because if Donald Trump comes out of this clean, they look horrible.
They do look horrible.
And that would be the worst thing that they could have.
Because everything they do, they keep coming from everything looking horrible. They've thrown everything, even the kitchen sink at this dude, and he keeps coming out innocent and smelling like a rose.
Yeah, because it's Donald Trump.
That's right.
That's what happens. Donald Trump's taking care of business. He's been dealing with this crap for a long time. You know, I mean, I'm looking at some of the updates and things that are coming down right now. I find it very, 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 very interesting that this is how they want to handle things.
It just shows you they will not stop at anything. They know we know. They know we all know it's a farce, and they don't care. They're going to keep doing it because there's too many things they're distracting us from. There's too many things that Donald Trump knows about these people. And when he exposes it, they all go down like dominoes, and they're scared to death of losing the control and being exposed, because he's one of the few people that has the cojones and the balls to expose it. There's a lot of people that know it's not just Donald Trump. He's the only one that's willing to do that. And Kevin's right. They will indict Trump for removing a paperclip from the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Well said. Ding, 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 ding.
We just wish the best for Donald. We wish the best for truth to come forward, whatever it may be. And anybody with half a brain understands what's happening right now in this country.
Yep.
It's not right. It's not fair.
Nope.
This isn't emotional. This isn't anger speaking. This is a problem.
This is just a problem. And we try to keep the anger about all this because everyone should be very angry right now. But my best advice of seeing what's going on at the local level and at the state level and all that is they want you angry. They want to J6 you. They want you to appear. I liked what Paul had said earlier, that they want us to look like we're crazy. So we have to keep level-headed. We've got to be level-headed.
All right, Joe, what do you have? Do you have a picture or do you have video?
Picture.
All right. I wanted to show this picture because I love this. This should be, this is a rallying call, and maybe you can buy this picture and give it to the fund. By the way,
this is a great picture.
Yeah. And who said fraternity boys don't do good things for society? That is perfect. I'm glad Benny Johnson posted that.
That is just a beautiful picture.
Holding up the American flag as they did when, oh, those poor mistreated protesters were the first thing they go for is the American flag.
Yeah, they do.
That should show you who they are and what they're
That's
about.
exactly right.
They go right at it.
Mm-hmm. They don't want freedom for all. They just want what
a
they
great
want.
picture.
That's
and of course,
beautiful. That needs to be framed.
where it was at University of North Carolina, right? Wasn't it the interview that we played with a kid whose arms were so tired from holding up the flag?
Yes.
What a terrific picture.
Mm-hmm.
Paul says he's got a problem with it. It's not diverse enough.
Well, there you go. It's not diverse enough. There you go. I think, well, it is diverse. Look at their colors of their shorts are different. Look at them. I mean, we've even got beige and
there
green
is still
and brown
good
and
out
pink.
there. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree 100%. Hey, Joe,
that gives us hope.
Did you get the video, buddy?
I have not received a video yet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That
I
just
did get
gives
that
us,
picture though.
Yeah. And like John's saying, where are the protests in Russia? Look at the picture. I like it now that it's even whole because now you can see it with the whole American flag.
I found the whole thing. Yeah.
That is just absolutely wonderful. And it does give us hope because with the awful things, sometimes for everything that's bad, and I say this all the time, for everything that's bad, there is something that of good that comes out of it. These protests are awful. I feel bad about the kids and their graduations and things, but it's showing who we are. It's showing who doesn't like America, and it's showing us who does. And a lot of kids that I can see it happening in my own family, that some of the kids were blasé about politics, now are understanding you can't anymore if you want freedom. So our youth in droves are not going to be voting for Biden. Ironically, neither are the Democrats going to be voting for Biden because now they hate him because they don't think he's strong enough and their point of view. So no youth likes
the polling right now. They did this on ABC News. I believe it was Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Black vote way down. Hispanic vote way down. Independent
for who?
For Joe Biden.
There you go.
You already knew the answer.
I did, but
independents way down, and 30 and under way down. Now considered a strength for Donald Trump. Once again, coming from liberal ABC News Network.
Yeah.
It's all showing you what he's doing. By the way, Glenn says John Rich, a big and rich country music star, loved it so much that he's doing a fundraising concert for That's Freaking Badass.
Yeah, for them. I think it's
for
so
the
great.
fraternity. Lee Greenwood jumped in as well, several other musicians.
Yes.
Because they dared stand up to the evil,
that's right,
pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas, pro-Hezbollah protesters.
Yes. I think that is so beautiful. And I hope that they just pour into these young frat boys so they can continue to do more. That is just beautiful. I love it.
Donald Trump, I want to play you some sound of him before he went in. Stormy Daniels being questioned right now. This was Donald Trump this morning before he went in to meet with the dishonest judge, the dishonest court, and of course, the lying Stormy Daniels.
Are you a victim of extortion? The country is on fire. There are protests all over the country. I've never seen anything like this. Many graduation ceremonies are being canceled. They're canceled, as you know, in Colombia. They're canceling a lot of them. And we have a president that just refuses to talk because he can't talk. You know that. So does everyone else. Some of the statements made about this witch hunt on CNN, fake news CNN, Michael Moore said the proof of falsifying records has not been accomplished. On Good Morning America, they said, we heard that expense payments to lawyers are legal expenses. You pay a lawyer expense payments. We didn't put it down as construction costs, the purchase of sheetrock, the electrical cost. The legal expense that we paid was put down as legal expense. There's nothing else you could say. You don't have to put down anything, I guess. But we put down legal expense was legal expense. Is that a correct statement, Mr. Attorney? And everyone's saying, oh, gee, that's the fraud. That's what they're trying to get us on. The fact that we call a legal expense a legal expense. They marked it down in the books. The check was signed. And the other thing, this was approved by all agencies. Everybody saw this. There was nothing being hidden at all. That's what they're all writing now. There's been nothing hidden. And it went through agencies, and I guess it went through the IRS also. It went through IRS. It went through the FEC. It went through everything. Also, NBC Today showed the challenges that there is no smoking gun, no email or tape to prove the president's intent. They don't have a way to prove that. That's NBC Today show. And then Fox News, Katie Cherkasky, said that the gag order is unconstitutional, which of course it is. The gag order is unconstitutional. So with all that's going on, they have no case. Every single legal scholar that I see, I mean, maybe there's somebody out there, some whack job, but for virtually everyone that I've seen has said there's absolutely no case. It's a case that shouldn't have been brought. The previous DA wouldn't bring it. Bragg didn't want to bring it, and he brought it because I'm running in number one place. This all comes out of the White House and crooked Joe Biden. This comes from the White House, and it's all Biden because it's an attack on his political opponent. That hasn't happened in this country. It does happen in third world countries, but it hasn't happened in this country, and it's a shame. And the trial is a very unfair trial. It's a very, very unfair trial. The good news is they have nothing. Thank you.
Why is it unfair?
All right, Donald Trump summing up everything that's going on. And you know what? Wow. Going in before trial and this all faked, everything that he does and how he lines it up, it makes perfect sense.
It sure does.
And he explains it perfectly and why this isn't a real trial, why this isn't a real charge trial. There's no real charges. There's nothing going. It's out of whack. It's not even working. Yet it's a way to try to bring Donald Trump to his knees.
That's
and
right.
it's not going to work.
Amen to that.
So Donald Trump is calling it out. We'll see what happens with the Stormy Daniels case today. We'll be continuing to follow that. We are grateful for the guest that we had today. Justin Hicks, who's running for Missouri's 3rd Congressional District. You can find out more information. What is his website? Because Thursday night we will be out supporting him.
His website is,
or where do you go to support?
You can go to Hicks at hicksformissouri.com. Hicks for Missouri. If you want to go directly to Justin, it's Justin at hicksformissouri.com, or you can call him directly at 636-795-1841.
And also special thanks to John Rourke, the great American cleanup, bringing at least 200 of the water systems, the Century H2O systems, and they're going to do that in honor of Donald Trump to try to help families there. And if you want to learn more about it, go to centuryh2o.com. And if you get a system, type in Safe Sips, and you're going to get a big discount. And I use it, and it's fantastic. And Troy Turner, our listener, says it is helping his wife's kidneys. She has reversed her kidney problem.
Beautiful.
Just by drinking water that you're supposed to be drinking. Water with the minerals. The minerals get taken out when you clean. If your water's filtered, you're drinking dead water. You don't have the minerals back in. The only system that puts the minerals back in is centuryh2o.com. So we appreciate Safe Sips. Once again, Safe Sips. We appreciate you jumping in today, guys. Thanks again for your support. Thanks for the ideas, the stories. We do it every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central. Can't wait to come back again tomorrow and try to do it better. But we appreciate your support all the time, guys. So have an awesome day, and we'll catch up tomorrow. That does it for the fastest 2 hours in podcasting. For Pro Joe, Lizzie Sparks, I'm Vic Faust. Have a great day.